simple steampunk pendants using a selection of small clamps. These are easily obtainable from pound shops and cheap tool shops. Game pieces from an old wooden compendium game set. These are the backgammon pieces, light and dark. Various cog findings, bales, E6000 glue and a little application spreading stick. You can make a simple but effective pendant. E6000 is the go-to glue for a lot of jewellers. It dries very strong, it has a good working time and probably doesn't set properly for 12 to 24 hours. So if you do use it, just don't touch it overnight and you should be fine. Its benefit is it only takes a small amount to get a very strong grip. It's the sort of thing that can set a small cabochon into a setting and it will hold it there forever and a day. It's not that expensive, should be under £10 through Amazon. Other suppliers are available, and you only ever use a small amount. You can use things like this, 2-part Pexi, 5-minute setting time. They are very strong. You would think they'd be ideal, however they can be a recipe for disaster. If you're not 100% careful, your jewellery will turn into a 1970s comedy sketch with strings of glue here, there and everywhere. It'll be on your hands, on your clothes. It is good, it is strong, but it is an accident waiting to happen. E6000, you can just squeeze a tiny amount out, all that you need. You don't have to mix it up, you simply wait for it to dry. Now to make a pendant, you design your arrangement. In this occasion, I have these 2 wooden playing pieces that I've come across from a set. I've chosen my colours. These cogs are available online, and then you arrange them as you wish into a pleasing pattern. Contrast is good, and if you can find some more interesting little arrangements, it'll add a greater depth. So at heart, this is the arrangement of a pendant, and that's what you'd have around your neck. So simply using the glue and the clamps, we can now arrange them and complete them. Setting time is probably the longest time for something like this. So the E6000, just a small amount, a very small amount, and then you spread it very sparingly over the item you wish to stick. More glue does not equal more strength. A slim covering will dry properly and adhere better. As with all glues, you should make sure your surfaces are clean. So I will centralise that. There's already a good bit of tack there. Move on to the next layer. Again, use sparingly. These cog charms are sometimes double-sided and sometimes they have a very obvious reverse face. The little machining marks on the back here are actually ideal. They help the glue grip, although there should not be any mechanical reason for you to need that extra grip. So again, centralise, press, and have a look from the side. Yeah, it's not sticking up at a strange angle, it's not doing anything untoward. At this point, if you are sure you won't squeeze offline, apply your clamp. leaving a little bit of room for the very last step. So there is one simple pendant. So we'll repeat the process with the other one. Dark and light contrasts are common through any creative endeavour. So apply sparingly away from your fingers, otherwise it will turn into a disaster. And centralise. Now these game pieces are not quite perfectly round. They probably were when they were cut, and they've either dried or absorbed a little bit of moisture out of the air and swollen in one direction. That's not unusual with any natural products, it's perfectly normal. A little bit for the back of this large, more three-dimensional piece. Keeping it spare and well spread. And that was fairly central in the drop, but not perfect. And remember, this has to be centralised by eye. It is in fact, the eye of other people that will see it. You can measure, you can do anything. But if it doesn't look right visually, then it isn't right. These are visual pieces. Again, apply pressure. Now I saw that move, so I will just take it off and adjust. And if necessary, I won't clamp it. It's better clamped, but the clamping is not 100% necessary. Now we'll come back to the original. A sparing amount of glue. This is a bail, and this is the connection between your pendant and the chain. That is spread evenly across the back of the bail. Now the back of the bail won't be seen. Sometimes when they make the bails, the loop is not quite at 90 degrees to the part you glue on, so therefore worry about the loop, because the loop is what you will see from the front. I'm happy with that. I shall just open this up and try and get it to stay. Now because the cogs are on the front, it won't stay. So I have a choice. I can either open up that clamp and do that, which will bring that off center, or, checking things haven't been moved by the clamp, simply say, okay, that's fine, that can go to one side and sit there. Again, a sparing amount of glue onto the bail. Just catch it in the light and you can see where it's wet with the glue. Your view might be better than mine right now. And then apply so that the loop is at 90 degrees to the edge of the jewellery. Now this bail apparently has a little distortion to it. Adding a great deal more glue does not add any more strength. However, making sure it's nearer the edges should cure any potential problems. I can feel the tack there now. When E6000's been open for even for a few minutes, the very surface, the bit that's just squeezing out of the tube, in fact the next bit you are going to use, is quite often starting to dry and it loses its tack. It would be great if it didn't. See? But it does. So you keep your lid on. Your application stick out of the way. And where appropriate, use your clamps. These hopefully they don't fall apart, are simple steampunk style pendants. And by using any length of chain that you want, you can purchase the chains or make them yourself. They'll be an ideal part of any outfit. If you add a pin to the back, they become a brooch. There could even be large rings or bracelets, depending on the findings that you use to finish them. Thanks for watching.